Hey family, this is Ashley B. This is my channel, Healing for Destiny. Welcome. If this is your first time joining, welcome. I'm going to get right into this message and right into what God is using me to speak on this video, and what God has shown me, what he really is using me to speak on this channel is rejection. This spirit of rejection that is keeping his people in bondage, that is really keeping people stuck and holding people back from their healing, from their freedom, is the spirit of rejection. I actually started a rejection series on my other channel before I started this channel, and from the beginning, like when I first started that channel, God was calling me to start a rejection series, and I did a few and I didn't, and now I know that he wants me to bring it over here because it's more important over here on this channel, because this channel is all about healing. This channel is all about breaking free and walking into your destiny. And so I'm going to start doing those rejection series on this channel, and you can also find some of those videos in my playlist. And even right now, as I'm bringing on my other channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and check out my other channel. You can find it right in my About section. But let's get into this spirit of rejection and what God has shown me and what God has like really revealed to me, because rejection is something that I struggled with for a long time, and I didn't realize that, as I've been living my life for the past 30 years, I didn't really realize that that's what it was. I didn't understand until I started going through my journey, like the root where that came from. But what I have grown to understand and to see, even having conversations with a lot of other people that's on this journey, being around other like-minded people, being around others that have been able to go through a healing journey, that have been able to overcome some of the same things that at some point I wasn't able to overcome. What I've noticed, like how a lot of people's stories are different. And, everybody goes through different things in their lives. Everybody has to heal from what they need to heal from different things, and everybody's different walks of life. But one thing that I have noticed, this is what God revealed to me and showed me, this is me. I'm able to say this because I've seen it and I've noticed it, that is so prevalent when we start talking about healing and being in these rooms and being around other people, talking about their healing journeys, is this spirit of rejection that a lot of people have struggled and do struggle with, feeling rejected, with this spirit of rejection. And what God has shown me, through my healing journey, what he has really shown me about rejection is that is one thing that the enemy really tries to use, that he does use. It's like a tactic and a strategy that he uses, like from birth, from when we're children, that he tries to use to really keep God's people in bondage and keep people stuck. And God began to show me, like, okay, the spirit of rejection, and there's so many different layers under that umbrella that stems from the spirit of rejection. God was showing me like that, the fear, the doubt, the not feeling good enough, the even when God might be calling you to step out and go forth, like maybe having felt rejection your whole life and feeling like, no, nobody wants to hear what I have to say, or I'm not good enough to step out in that way. Like even for me, once I started going through my journey, God started showing me where my root came from, even understanding that my root of rejection stemmed from my household. It stemmed from me as a child in my household. Being in a place, like being in a box, being placed in a box, as the youngest child, and as the baby. Really, I'm like the baby because even all my siblings are like 10 plus years older than me. But God has shown me, when I started going through my journey, like was showing me how at some point in my life as a child, like, I was trying to get attention from those around me. I was trying to get attention. I was trying to speak out. I was trying to show what I had on the inside of me, but I was always told to shut up, or, you know, people wasn't taking me serious. People was laughing at me, or people was irritated by me, like, you know, thinking I'm a joke. And that stuff, it stems from there. And because of that, because of something like that happened when I was a child, as I grew up, that made me want to keep my mouth shut, or that made me like, not like what I have to say, being afraid of saying it, or not knowing if, you know, being unsure. That's the best way I can put it. Being unsure of myself, being unsure of, like, is this right? Is this right? Is what I'm saying right? Is what I'm doing right? You know, looking for that approval, looking for that validation. And you see what I'm saying? It's just so many other things that will begin to fall under that umbrella of rejection, of having been rejected. And so for a lot of us, even if you don't necessarily deal with a spirit of rejection, like, everybody, you know, every human has gone through some type of rejection experience. And, you know, a lot of people have gone through this rejection their whole lives. And because of that, you know, they carry around this spirit of rejection, and unable to see past that, unable to see, you know, the greatness that's on the inside of you, unable to see, like, the identity that God truly has for you, your true identity, that, you know, who God created you to be. And it's like this cloud that is continuously stuck over you, stuck over your mind. And the devil has really used it. He has built up lies underneath this spirit. He has, you know, built up so much that has kept you in this box, and have even things that you've gone through in your life, like, you know, mistakes that you've made, or certain things that has happened in your life, you know, this spirit of rejection has followed you around. And it's hard. You might feel like it's hard. Like, why do it feel like people don't love me? Why do it feel like I'm an outsider? Maybe this is just different things that you might experience, that you might think about yourself when it comes to the spirit of rejection. You know, why do I feel so unloved? Or why do I feel like, you know, even when it comes to relationships, I've had failed relationships over and over and over again. I feel like men choose other women over me, like other women are better than me, like I'm not good enough. It's just so many different things that comes with the spirit of rejection. And so God is saying that it's time for his people to be broke free from this spirit, for you to start understanding your identity, for you to start understanding that it is not rejection. All these things that you have thought is rejection is really not rejection, right? And so God gave this to me. I actually did a video about this, and God told me to bring it back around, to remix it and bring it on this channel. 4 years ago, I cannot make this up, y'all. 4 years ago, God gave me this. He spoke this to me. Now, this was before I was in my relationship with God. This was also way before I started going through my healing journey. And it stayed with me. God spoke this to me because like I said, I have battled the spirit of rejection in my life for a long time. And so one day God spoke to me and he told me, he said, Ashley, it does not matter what you do. It does not matter what you try to go out and do. It does not matter what you try to accomplish, whatever you trying to go find in the world, whatever you trying to go do, and this, that, and the third, anything that you are trying to put your hand to, anything that you are trying to accomplish, any relationship that you think you're going to be, any job or career or whatever, anything, any decisions in your life that I am not a part of, it will not prosper. This is what God told me. He told me this 4 years ago. And even though it stayed with me, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand him, what he was trying to explain to me then, until I really stepped into a relationship, until I started going through this journey. That didn't resonate with me. I didn't really understand. I knew that he spoke that to me. It stayed with me, but I didn't fully understand it until he started revealing it and giving me revelation about what he meant about that. And what he explained to me in my journey is he was speaking to that root of rejection. He was speaking to that rejection that I felt like I faced my whole life, having been felt rejected, having been felt like I can't be myself, having been feeling like I have to shrink back or cower down, because of the world, or because of what people would think about me, or feeling like I'm not good enough because of these relationships that I've been in and haven't been let down. And God, him letting me know that, and him telling me that, and this is why he wanted me to bring it on this channel, because he's speaking to you. He's speaking the same things to you. And what he was trying to get me to understand is like, see, your whole life, Ash, and to you that's watching this video, you've gone through this life feeling like it's been rejection, feeling like you've been rejected, when no, you are meant to live a certain life. So you're called to something greater. You're called to something higher. You are chosen. And a lot of these things that haven't worked out in your life, a lot of the ways in which I had to hurt you, or you had to go through that, or I closed certain doors, I shut certain doors, is because my hand was not on those things. And you are meant to live a life where you are meant to live a life following me, not following the world, not doing what everybody else is doing, not, you're meant to be leading a life to my standards, not to the world standards, because I have an assignment over your life. I have a special calling and a special purpose over your life. So you can't be in the same environments as everybody else. You can't talk like everybody else. You can't do what everybody else is doing. And you might sit around, how like sometimes for a lot of us, this was me before, this isn't me anymore, but you know how you like compare like certain people having certain experiences in their life, and you'll be looking like, man, why that's not me? Like, I'm a good person, I got a good heart, like, why am I not married yet? Or why am I not, what I'm saying, why these doors keep getting shut in my face? Why, why I got the degree, I got the credentials, I'm this, I'm that, like, why am I? And God was just showing me, like, what I have for you, the plans that I have for you, you are meant to be following these plans. You are meant to be on this path, because I have you on a different path. I have you going somewhere else. You are not going where everybody else is going. You are not, you're not meant to be in those places. And so you literally have lived your life feeling like it's been rejection, when it has not been rejection at all. It's because I had to shut those things down. I had to crush those plans. I didn't want to do those things. I didn't want it to harm you. I didn't want it to hurt you. I didn't want it, but it was necessary. It was necessary for the journey. It was necessary for where I'm taking you. It was necessary for you to have to keep bumping your head, for you to have to keep hearing no, for you to have to keep going through these situations. So at some point you can finally open up your mind. So at some point you can finally come to me. So at some point you can finally come into the knowledge and the understanding that I have something else for you. I have something greater for you. Open up your mind and believe like all this stuff that you have settled for, all these things that you felt like you needed from the world, and you needed from these people, and you needed from these areas. Those are not the things that you need. I have something better for you. I have something greater for you. That's not where you're supposed to be. So yes, I shut that door. This is God. This is God speaking to you right now. This is what he spoke to me, and this is what he's speaking to you. Yes, I had to shut those doors. Yes, I had to take you away from those things, because all those things, all these things that you were chasing after, all these things that you thought that you needed, those things were detrimental. Those things were not meant for you. Those things were a hindrance. it was only going to keep you stuck. It was only going to hold you back. It was only going to keep you in that place. And I don't want you to stay in that place. I want you to come into the knowledge. I want you to come into the understanding of the life that I truly have for you, of the joy and the peace that's on the other side, of the success that I have for you. Like, this is what God is saying. This is what God is saying. Like, you have lived this life feeling like you are not good enough. Oh, God. Ooh. Feeling like you are not good enough, feeling like you're not this, when you're not that. When in all actuality, in reality, you are everything. You are everything in the kingdom of God. All the power that you have on the inside of you, the beauty that you have on the inside of you, you second guess the beauty and the light about yourself. You have let what people have said about you, these word curses that people have spoken over you, these things that the enemy has used through these people to try to attack you, to try to discourage you, those are all lies. Those are all lies. It has not been rejection. And I know we like to say that saying is cliche. God's rejection is God's protection, but it is the truth. It is the truth. All these walks of your life, all these things that have happened in your life, it has not been rejection. It has not been rejection. It's been God letting you know, no, you might be somebody that God has been calling you for a long time. God has probably spoken the same thing to you from probably since you were a child, and you've ran away from it. You tried to ignore it. You tried to go your own way, and God is saying, you can try to go do that all you want. You can go try to, and you're going to keep falling flat on your face. You're going to keep hitting this brick wall, because that is not the life that I have for you. I have a mandate over your life. I have a special assignment. I have a purpose. I have a purpose. And the sooner that you understand that, the sooner that you step into that and step into this calling that I have for you, you will then begin to understand that, honey, it was not rejection at all. It was not to hurt you at all. It was not to discourage you at all. It was not to have you in this place of pain, in this place of pain and feeling like, you know, you're not this and you're not that. It was never meant for that. I had to do that. I had to take you through those certain things. I whether you feel like it was rejection or not, it was necessary for me to take you through those things, because you had to learn. You had to learn in order for you to grow, in order for you to come to the place that I need you to come to, so I can take you to the destiny that I have for you. This is what God is saying to you about this rejection, about this spirit of rejection that the enemy has tried to use so long to keep you stuck, to keep you stagnant, to keep you bound. This is what God is speaking right now to that spirit of rejection, that before you leave off this video, you know that it was never rejection. It was never rejection. It was never meant to hurt you. It was never meant to harm you. It was only to propel you. It was only to accelerate you. It was only to bring you to the place that God is trying to bring you to. And so, like I said, I didn't understand that then, but I understand that now. And all I can do is thank God. All I can do is thank God for even bringing me to a place to be able to understand that now. Like, wow, God, I've gone through so much in my life. I've gone through so much pain. I've gone through, you know, like literally shrinking myself down and cowering myself down to all these things that I've gone through in my life, and just feeling like nothing, not understanding my worth, not understanding my value. And I've internalized these things. I've internalized these things. I've hated this person in the mirror. I've resented this person in the mirror, when all along, God, you've been trying to get me to understand that I'm literally protecting you, Ashley. I'm literally saving you. Like, I blocked that. See, like, for example, like with breakups, you know what I'm saying? Like situations where you've gone through bad breakups, and you will look at that as such a bad thing. And God is like, that person did not leave you. That person did not reject you. I literally blocked that. I blocked that. So stop looking at that as rejection. Stop looking at that as something that you done did, or you not being good enough. I blocked that. This is what God is saying. I blocked it. There's no other way that you need to be looking at these things that have happened in your life as me as not other than me blocking it, because that's all it has been, was me blocking it, me canceling it, me shutting that door. And it was all in order for me to bring you to this place now. It was all in order. Even for you that's watching this video, it is not by mistake that you at this place in your life. It's not by mistake that you're now at a place in your life like, man, I have to change. I need to heal from these things. There's something better for me. Like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I want to overcome these things. I'm ready to find out. I'm ready to find God and find out how much he loves me. I'm ready to understand this destiny that he has for my life. It is not by mistake. So all these things that you have gone through in your life, it was not for nothing. It was not by mistake. It was not by accident. It was all to bring you to exactly where you are. So I encourage you. It's not rejection. It's not rejection. I encourage you today, when you leave off this video and you keep moving on, stop looking at it as rejection. You don't say that another day. Oh, I've been so rejected, and all this rejection that I've had, and no, it has not been rejection. It has not been rejection. It has been God's protection. And even the lies that the enemy placed, or whatever that situation was, whatever that event was that started this root of rejection in your life and in your mind, wherever it was. What a key word: lies. It's a lie. It's not real. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. The enemy created some type of something, some type of an event, some type of situation that he needed to use. He used it, that it will be it would be bondage and a chain over your mind for the rest of your life, for you to always look back at that event, or look back at that time, whatever that situation may be, for you to look back at that, or for different things to happen in your life, and for you to feel like it's a pattern of this rejection. Those are lies. It is lies. It has been tactics. It has been a strategy from the enemy. The enemy has sat down. The enemy is so strategic. He has really sat down and thought about how he can cause your life a living hell. He has thought about the type of thoughts, the type of things that he would have needed to do in your life to keep you in that place, to keep you believing the lies. And that's what you have to understand. That's what you have to understand about these things, about these lies that you believe about yourself, about this spirit of rejection, this root of rejection. It is lies. It is lies. And even the things that you've gone through in your life, God has blocked these things. He has protected you from these things for a reason. And so I encourage you, and I hope that this video helps you. I hope that you are able to resonate with this. And I hope that you're able to take back your power from the enemy, knowing that God has been with you. He has literally been with you. It's not rejection. It is not rejection. God has literally had his hand over your life. He has kept you from the snares of the enemy. He has kept you from these things that are not meant for you. He has kept you from these things that would have destroyed you, that would have killed you. I love you guys. I hope that you love this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.